It is day 3 of March Madness, and today's Magic Circle mini workout is inspired by the Pilates exercise called the Roll-Over. We're going to grab our magic circles and start laying on our mats with our legs bent, and my magic circle is going to be here beside me. You can see I have it, in my brain it's the long way, kind of setting the pads of the circle down, and it's fairly close to my body because I want it to be pretty much in line with my shoulders. With my shoulder, I only have one. My other arm is just pressing into the mat firmly. So I'm going to lay back on the mat. I'm going to pull my abdominals in and kind of anchor myself to the mat, and I'm going to do some presses into the circle. We're going to take about 5 of these where we press 2, 3, 4, and then when we get to 5, I want to hold it. A little hold. All right, we got that. And then the next step is we're going to see if we can take those legs to tabletop. Legs bent, kind of that 90-degree angle. This will be a little more core work to hold here. We're going to do 5 more. I want you to press. And I do want you to really press. 3. How far can you go? 4. 5. Hold. All right, next step is straight legs. We're going to hold it straight legs, and we're going to do 5 more. Abs are pulling in. This will be more core work to have the legs extended. 1, 2. As you're pressing with this into the magic circle, try to kind of press with the other arm at the same time. I think we got 1 more. Press. And then super challenge would be to lower your legs a little bit until you feel like you're at your working level, where you're like, I can't go any lower and not arch my back off the mat. Hold there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, now, of course, we got to switch to do it all on the other side. So I'm going to move my circle to the other side. You guys probably won't be able to see it as much. I'm going to have my hand on top. You got to bend your wrist a little to press on there, but my arm itself is staying pretty straight. My other arm, you're going to see on this one, is pressing in, so I'm nice and anchored. We're going to do 5 presses. 1, 2, 3, 4. Definitely want to feel the backs of your arms. 5 is your hold. And then we'll take our legs to tabletop. A little more core work here to hold those legs up in space. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next one is legs up to the ceiling if you can get them straight. Fabulous. If not, keep them a little bent as you need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a little hold, and then our challenge one is, can we lower the legs? Doesn't take much to find your working level place, and then we press. 2, 3, 4, 5 is a little hold moment. Whew, and then take a little relax. All right, now we're going to take our magic circles and we're going to put them in between our lower legs. Mine are kind of right above my ankle bones, or toward me. 90 degrees, tabletop-ish. Arms are pressing in, abs are pulling in. I'm just gently squeezing the circle, which is enough to really feel those inner thighs. And now I'm going to inhale, lower my legs, just your working level. Where can you lower your legs and not let your back arch or change from the position it is? So the lower you go, the more those abs have to pull in, and we bring the legs back. We're going to shoot for 5 of those. This is 3. We're going to lower and come back. Just keep squeezing your circle. Heads are pressed back into the mat. The shoulders and the chest are nice and open. We got 1 more. We're going to lower and come back. Okay, now we got a bonus in this bent leg position. I want you to do the same lower. When you come back, I want you to see if you can get a little bit of a tail lift. You'll notice if you're watching me, it's not very much. I'm going to lower my legs. I keep squeezing. I'm pulling my abs, and it's like I'm trying to lift my butt up. My arms are working like crazy to press in. That little thing we just did with the magic circle, it's the same kind of action. They're pressing in to see if I can get a little tail lift. Let's do 1 more of those. Bend the legs. Little tail lift. Doesn't matter how far you go. Just feel the work. All right, now take a little rest if you need. Even take those legs down to the mat because that's a lot of work. Next up, I want to try this whole little series with our legs straight. Now, if it doesn't feel doable for you to get to straight legs, it's fine to do bent legs just like we just did, or maybe like somewhere in the center. If you can do straight legs, try it with straight legs. I'm going to stay anchored, and I'm just going to lower my legs and bring them back. You'll notice I don't go very far because I feel like if I go too far, I'm going to arch my back. All right, so I'm just going to keep them little, lower, and bring the legs back. And feel how the lower my legs go, the more my core has to work to keep my back anchored. Lower them away and come back. All right, now, if you're feeling up to it, try the little tail lift where you lower the legs, bring the legs back, and just do a little tail lift. I'm not trying to do a big lift. I am just pressing my arms in and seeing if I can do a little of that pelvic tuck and maybe feel my butt lift off that mat a little bit. All right, that lower and little lift. And then coming back, let's do one more. Working level where you lower, and then that little lift, and then come back. Okay, and then we will try out our full rollover. Now, if the full rollover doesn't seem doable for you today, any of these variations we just did are great to practice, right? You just go as far as you can. So I'm going to press my arms in. I'm squeezing my circle. I have started with my legs out at that working level. It is work already. Bringing the legs overhead, lifting my tail, and maybe you get to lift and reach overhead. When you get to your place overhead, flex your feet, squeeze that circle a little extra, and see if you can curl down through your back. Again, remember, this is a challenging exercise. Maybe today you just do the little bitty tail lift, flex your feet, and come back down. That is fine. Let's shoot for 2 more just to play with it, just to practice. Lift your tail. If it's there for you to go all the way over to your shoulders, you can. Flex your feet. Squeeze the circle for that bonus as you press your arms down and roll down. Let's get one more. Inhale. We'll lift our tail. Reach up overhead. And then a squeeze into that circle. And then roll to come back down. Whew, awesome. All right, thank you for joining me today for some magic circle fun. I hope to see you tomorrow for another little mini workout.